All right, let's get started with Corvid Coder. Sorry for the delay. The mouse on my laptop stopped working, but it works now. Yay. So today I wanted to move ahead with another design challenge. Yesterday we did the sign-up sheet. Today I want to do the checkout sheet, or checkout page, I guess. And there's a lot of examples for what other people consider a checkout page to be. For me, it's like the page where you see all the items you have, and then you can click checkout. These designs don't give you any more description other than like the word checkout. So if we look at this person's, looks like they're interpreting it also with like credit card and address. This one is just a product page. This one, so this is like the credit card. This is a bunch of pages actually. It's kind of confusing. This one's like the credit card and stuff. Oh wait, this one's cool. It actually like looks like a credit card when you type it in. All right, so I'm going to do one more. Well, we'll talk about it. So I'm going to open up my drawing board. UI Design Challenge. So we are working on number 2. So challenge 2. And that's the checkout page. So things that I interpret to be things the user needs to put in, things that they need to interact with, and it's the third column I did, outputs, things the user needs to see. So we have these 3 columns generally. Just a second. So inputs that the user is going to put in. Let's say they're going to put in an address, a credit card number, and that's really it, right? If I'm going to Amazon, I'm buying something, I only need to really put in those 2 things. They need to be able to submit their checkout. And then output result of submit. So kind of like a basic input-output interaction going on. Let's see here. Okay, so let's go into a wireframe now. So there's going to be a page, and maybe it shows you like your products here. Or should we do a wizard? Well, we'll deal with a wizard later. But it's like, you bought this item, and maybe you bought this item, and like here's a description about it, and then here's how many you bought. I want 2 of these and 1 of these. And then, where do you want it shipped to? Or how are you paying for it? Probably how you... where you want to ship to first, actually, because we're going to use the address for the credit card, so might as well just ask for the address first, maybe. We can deal with that later. This is going to be like your address, your city, your state, address, city, zip. I guess we need name too. This isn't the order I'd want it to be in, but I think that's all we need. And then we're going to ask for the credit card. I'll make this real basic to start out with. So it's a number, and then there's a security, and then there's an expiration. And then there should be a big old button here that's like buy. So this is the basics of the checkout. All right, let's get to coding. So we want 002 checkout. Let's open up. I already have Atom open actually, so I'm actually going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to say atom.add to the current Atom editor, and also go ahead and open up 001 here, just so I can use it as a reference. All right, so I got these two folders. And then let's go ahead and start a light server here. And let's do mobile first again. I kind of like that. That was fun. So Nexus 5X, online. We have this. Let's go ahead and just by default just have the keyboard up again. We don't need to look at that anymore. Okay. So to start out with, I'm going to make an index.html file. It's going to be new index.html. We have I'm just going to copy it out of here. I don't think too much is going to change. Copy, paste. I duplicated that. All right. That's where we at so far. Okay. So let's just say we're going to buy crow bird feeders. So it's a store where you can buy specifically bird feeders for crows. So crow bird feeders. So none of this other stuff needs to change. Let's copy this. Oops, not what I meant, but fix that in a second. .css. Anything else I want to copy? I don't want an image in the background for the checkout. It needs to be a little bit more serious, I think, during this page. So last page was like fun, and it's like, hey, you feel good, so buy this. On the checkout page, they need to feel a feeling of security. So we're not going to do anything fun like pictures and images and stuff like that. And then let's create our first component. So it's not going to be CC sign up, it's going to be CC checkout. Oh, that's already changed. So we have CSS and JavaScript. Oh, actually, I'm going to try something out real quick. Let's get that, let's get that. If I do a style in here, do I get CSS properties or syntax highlighting? Dot. Oh, no way. Do I also get linting in here? Yeah, but it does not lint in here. Okay. I'm okay with that. It's cool I can keep it all right here, though. So I spread that out a little bit more. Yeah, I like that. Let's try that instead for a second. Go ahead and delete that. So I can keep it all on one page here. So that's going to be checkout. And we're going to import checkout. Okay, so what? This is all changed to checkout. Oops. CCC. Okay. So that's looking pretty good. Delete all of this. I guess it's actually still going to be a form. So we got styles. I think we're just kind of ready to go. Delete all this out. Let's see if we can get to a logo this time. Actually, where'd it go? Couldn't find the image. Yeah. But I wonder where the title went. Oh, because I don't have a background anymore. Okay. So it's not going to be background size anymore. It's just going to be background color or UHSL. We want something like, what is that, blue, kind of gray, and then a little bit dark. Yeah, I like that blue. Okay, there we go. Well, maybe it's Halloween. Maybe we can go a little bit more dark themed. Just ever so blue. There. I need to stop messing with these colors. RGB. Let's go a little bit more blue. Oh, it's like purple now. That's too green. Okay, that'll have to work. It's Corvid feeders. We're ready to start working on this checkout page. We need a bunch of sections. Because remember in the wireframe, I kind of had a section. I had a section here, I had a section here, and I had a section there. And then I had a submit button. So we're going to have 3 of these. And then a button. And I'm going to actually change that to an input. And it's going to be a value of buy. Okay, so there's my buy button. Let's get our 3 sections in there. I probably can make that smaller. So that, okay, so it's the items, it's the address, and it's the credit card number. So let's go ahead and give these BEM classes. Items. Address. And payment. And this is going to get a class also of submit buy. What about buy? So what is the CSS BEM I talked about or mentioning? Let's take a little bit of a side here. So CSS BEM. So it is block, element, modifier. And this denotes a certain way to write your CSS classes. So let's say we had something like button was a class. Or if we had dot button, and then there's an element in there of like icon, or maybe there is a button dash dash large. So we have a notion of a modifier, which is a dash dash. We have a notion of a element, which is an underscore underscore. we have a notion of a block, which is just the text out front. So this is BEM, and you never go 2 elements, you never go 2 modifiers, or you shouldn't at least. But you can actually go even longer if you want. You could say button dash, well, actually you shouldn't, so I'm not going to show it. But if you want a large button with an icon, you just combine, you have these 2 classes on your CSS. So when you see a dash dash, such as this, you know it's a modifier. I'm modifying how the button looks. When you see it's a under, or underscore, you know that it's an element inside of the button. When you see just the class name, like button, then as the beginning of the class, right? As the beginning. And you know that that is the beginning of my BEM component. So it's just a way to write a way to formalize writing CSS classes. So one of the reasons why I like this is because it's dead simple. It can create kind of ugly CSS selectors sometimes, but everyone knows exactly what's going on. So I really like CSS BEM. There's been a lot of additions and modifications to it. Like some people say to leave this part off and just do the under, and then leave this part off and just do the hyphen. No, I'll show you why. So when I'm writing out the class, it might look like button, right? And there's my standard button. But I might also write one that's like button icon, which goes inside my button. And then another one I might write would be button space button hyphen large. So this is the most sensible modification I've seen, and I'm tempted to sometimes do it. There are reasons why I don't, but not very good reasons, admittedly. But so this, people say that this is pretty ugly and redundant, right? It's a button. Why do I have to specify it again? So a proposed change, do a different color. And the proposed change is to write it instead as button space dash dash large. And then this becomes, the CSS for this is dot button dot underscore large. And that means that it has to have both the button and the large for this class to take effect. And this looks pretty good, right? Like a lot better than this, maybe. You know, let's just go. Let's try out the new one. Let's see how it works. But that's CSS BEM. Okay, so that was why I wrote these things like this. I don't foresee having any modifiers in here, so we might not even get to try it. But that was a quick aside. Okay, so the first one is our checkout items. I'm going to do something different here. It's going to be CC checkout item. So we're going to have to create another thing for that. Let's say we want 2 of those. And then the address is going to be a CC checkout address. Well, actually, this is going to be a bunch of inputs. Let's see, and then the payment is going to be a bunch of inputs too. Okay, so let's knock the credit card out real quick because I'm not too interested in that. Let's do class equals. This is going to be a credit card. Oh, this is the worst. Just credit card, and that becomes credit card number. Copy this a little bit easier. This is going to be credit card. What is it? CVC. and then expiration. I'm going to do one input field for the address because that's something I think that could be interesting. Address. Okay. Let's do some styling. So each section needs to have a certain look to it. So it's going to be CC checkout section. They're going to be, let's go in an outline to see what they look like. Display inline block. Oh, CC checkout is a class. Okay. So here are my sections. They actually don't look like what I imagined. Is there a little dot here? Let's go into here. Let's check it out. So on the shadow root, we got a form with a section, and a section. Maybe block is just what I wanted. Okay, that's better. Let's give them a padding of 1 EM. It's ridiculous. Let's do 0.5 EM. That looks better. Okay. Let's give them also a margin of 0.5 EM. Actually, these margins are collapsing into each other. That's actually what I want, so that's pretty cool. Now what's all this space down here? So margin bottom 1 EM. So forms by default have a bunch of margin apparently. So let's go clear that out. Okay, so now there's not just a ton of padding on the bottom. Okay. So I want these to have background colors of something that's like just barely off white. So the color I used before was 210. So 210, 80%, and then let's make it almost white. Less white than that though. Oh geez. Okay, let's do a border radius of 0.1 EM rem. Let's switch to rems. Okay, we can get rid of these outlines. Okay. It's actually not white enough. Go with that for now, but whatever. So now our input boxes. What should our input boxes look like? Well, our input boxes should probably not have borders. At least not those borders. Let's give it a border radius. And then let's give it a font size of 1 rem, a width of 100%. Let's mess with the border color. Or just a black. Will that change the 1 pixel solid? Okay, so that's not the color I want. Let's stick with that blue we have. But let's make it like super dark. And then also like kind of transparent. More transparent. Okay. So let's give it some placeholders to start out with. And this is actually switched over, well, let's keep it as an input. Placeholder equals I don't know how I tried to format code, but I don't really like that. Address. I expected to say no. Placeholder equals CVC expiration. Okay. Still not the prettiest, but it'll work for now. So what I want to do is this address box here. Yeah, we only have 15 minutes. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so let's work on this now. So in order for this to work, we also need to define, we need to pull in a script tag. So type equals module. Oh wait, I'm already in a module. So I actually literally just say const cc checkout items equals import that from can I import something just with side effects? I feel like that's not what I want to do, so let's just go with the script tag again. Source equals, it's going to be something like cc checkout item.js. So I kind of wanted that to error. Let's see, so script from custom element. Oh, spec might be a little bit too heavy right now. All right, so let's just go see if I add it, will it work? Let me just duplicate this actually. And then what does this look like? Oh, I don't have that. Don't have any of this. Don't have any of this. This is called checkout item. Oh, I can't have capitals. And I don't think I can have a second hyphen in there. Maybe you have to have one hyphen. Just open the console on. Is there an always on top? I don't see an always on top. So, okay. 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 So we're gonna look at the source for that file. So here is the script type module. Source equals cc checkout item.js script. Oh, this is every time I insert the component at a script tag. Yeah, okay, so that isn't what I want. I do want to do a side effects one, so cd, we're looking at import. Should be way to import with only side effects. So you just import the thing. Okay, so import, it's going to be /cc checkout item. I guess I'll make it lowercase. Inside of here, I'll make it all lowercase too. Just so it's consistent. I'm actually going to just say in here, no. Cannot read property add event listener. Indeed. Okay, so they're working, they're there. So now we just need to start styling those. We need some notion of passing data into here. We might go as slots, but I feel like that's a little bit of extra work for something we don't necessarily need. So this portion, when they're looking at it, it's actually not going to show the keyboard. So it isn't until they click on here that it shows the keyboard. So let's actually change this into I guess an article. It's just gonna be one. And it's gonna have something like a image. These are placeholders. A description and a quantity and a price. Okay. So we need to pass data to custom element. So let's see how it's supposed to be done. That looked pretty ugly. So let's see here. This doesn't look at all, so it's Polymer, I guess. Does it really require Polymer to do this? I don't want Polymer. Let's see. Okay, so this looks like what I got. So get observed attributes. Really? I can just do this? I'm a little bit skeptical. Wow. Okay, we'll try it. It seems a little bit too cool though. Too much in the future. So we want in, I feel like at that point I want a JSON object. So it's going to be items.json, and it's an object, and there's going to be data. Okay, I'm just going to start with an array. I can do that, right? I don't know. Okay, so the first object is name, and it's going to be a, let's go look up bird feeders. Crow bird feeder. Let's just see what we get. Woodlink Cedar platform. It's going to have an image. It's going to have a price, 34.69, and that's probably about good. So just save this image as to here. So copy name. .jpg, and then let's have one more. So the second item that's in here is it's going to be I guess feathered crows. It's kind of dumb. Tall rustic crow basket. And then it's going to have an image that looks like this. I don't know if I can just save this or not. Let's see what happens. I can. Oh. And the image looks like that. And then we're going to have a price of $48.95. Okay, so we have an items.json now. An observed property is going to be item ID, which suddenly reminds me that we need IDs. Okay, so 0 and 1. So in here, we technically want to pass in, what are we observing? Just ID, item ID. Oh gosh. Let's see what they recommend. Do I have to use a data dash? Let's see, data dash. So they're just using straight up name. I feel like I'm supposed to use data dash here, so I'm going to use data dash. We're going to use data dash ID. And then I wonder if that's going to be, oh wow. Like that. So we're gonna have the second one now. It's like, oh yeah, that thing changed. Now do one of these things. So if it equals data dash ID, we're not gonna do that. We're gonna say console.log, all of the things. You know, I don't even think this is what I want, because I'm not gonna be like live changing them. I really want something more like this, so let's just back out all these changes. Let's just console log something. So this dot get attribute data dash ID. Null. Let's give them IDs. Zero and one, okay. So from here, I should be able to go into all these things and just import. So, oh, I can't. I'm pretty sure I can't just import JSON. So I'm just gonna quick make this easier on myself. This is now a JS file. I think that's how it works. We'll find out. So const data equals, no, import data equals from items.js. Failed to resolve module specifier dot slash 01. Okay. So now we're going to say const item ID equals. I should probably actually do this. Oh, it's kind of dangerous, isn't it? I'll just see what it does. This ID equals that. Did I actually change the ID of it though? Oh, I did. I don't want to do that. This dot data set. That didn't modify it. Okay. So then later I want to do something like console.log data of this.item ID. And there we go. Those are 2 items. Okay. So we need to start picking out this data and putting it into these. So it's going to be something like class equals, here's just image, class equals description, class, I don't know what to do about quantity yet, and class equals price. So this dot shadow root dot query element image. Let's get it changed into an image now. Dot, what is it? Set attribute? I don't know what it is. Oops. So it's going to be something like document dot query selector. Let's just select something like a div. Are there no divs? Just select the body then. So it is set attribute. And let's see. So 2 arguments. Okay. So I'm going to set the source tag to be data of this dot. Just like that. Can I read property query element of undefined? Shadow. Helps to spell it, I guess. Query element. Query selector? Why am I getting this wrong? Document.query selector. Set attribute is not a function, so it's clearly not finding our image class here. So I'm going to cut that out. So it's okay with that, clearly. Let's log it then. It is an image. Set attribute. Set attribute. Okay. I see. Set attribute. Can't read property set attribute undefined. That's because I'm logging it now. Okay, so now I couldn't find object. Yeah, that's right, because I needed the image off of it. Hey, okay, there we go. Got our images. Let's get them under control. Let's say they have a width of 1 rem, height of 1 rem, 2 rem, and then what is it? Object fit cover. Okay. All right. I'm gonna change these into spans. They're gonna get smaller text. That is ridiculously sized. Okay, so now why are they so spaced out? Oracle, why are you crazy? No particular reason. Well then, Oracle, if you're normal, why is this stuff down here? Is that the vertical line on all of the elements inside of it? Oh. If I remove the image, does that fix it? I can't move it that way. No, it's still, my articles are still huge. Article, why are you so big? These are all autos. The font size needs to be set on the article too. Okay, there we go. Also, those white colors are a bit ridiculous. Where was that slightly off color that I had? Oh, that's literally the background color. Let's just... Oh. Eh. Oh, I want 1.0 opacity on that one. Okay. So let's get rid of this text. Let's put the image back. And now let's populate the rest of it. So the next one I want to select is the description. And that needs to become... Oh, there is no description. It's just be a name. It's not going to be source anymore. So this is going to be a little bit different. We just want to set the text content to that. Or not. Use text content. Oh, I forgot data. There we go. Okay. So then we want to do the price. Okay. So we have two our components going in there. I don't recall trying to make that button 100% width. Oh, it's because I made an input. That's right. There we go. Pretty ugly. So I want this to be... So do I live in the future and use grid? I'm going to put grid on these, and then we're going to call it a day. So let's see here. So CSS Grid is a brand new spec. So the way CSS Grid works is you specify something like, it's like, oh, hey, I want these columns. In this case, I just want 2 columns. I want one that is like, say, 1 or 2 rems wide. And then I want one that is the rest of the time, or the remaining space, the fractional part. And then I think I want to split it into this, which is going to be 1 fractional and 1 fractional. I'm going to tell the image to span both of these. I'm going to tell the name to go here and the price to go there. So the other way I could have done this with is CSS Flexbox. So Flexbox, I've actually used before. I've never used Grid before. And that would be, the first one would be, there'd be a Flexbox that looks like this, that goes this direction. And then there's a Flexbox inside of there that goes like this, that goes this direction. So you'd have the image here. Then you have this, which has the name and the price. And neither of these work. And we go with Grid just because, hey, I'm living in the future. So let's go ahead and select our article. And let's do display grid. And then now I need to go look it up, because I don't know how to use it. Oh, do I literally say grid? I don't say display grid? I do say display grid, but then now I need to define what the grid looks like. So it's, I want a simpler example. So it's rows and columns. So my rows are 1FR, 1FR, and my columns are 2rem, 1FR. Okay, so now I just need to tell the image to span 2. Okay, so how do I do that? So I don't even know if they call it span or if they call it like run or something. Line base, grid template areas, and let's check that out. Named grid lines, auto placement, box alignment, area, grid column, gap, row. I want to know like in items properties. Maybe grid cell would have that stuff. But I want to do the named ones because named looks really cool. Grid area 1, 1, 1, 1, 4. Oh, 4, 2. That's really cool. Let's try it out. Grid area 1, 1, 2, no. It's just 1, 1, 2, 2. Three. There we go. Look at that beautifulness. Wait. Ah. I need another. Just forget quantity. Forget it. We don't sell any more than one good in the store. This line spacing is whack. Yeah, that's better line spacing. Now let's select the name. Let's give it a padding of like 0.1 rem, 0.2 rem, and description, or price, I mean. Okay, I need all gutters. Somebody can do a gutter, right? Gutters. So gutters are the areas between them. So that would be gap. So I want a gap of 0.2 rem. I also want that between the rows. That's... I don't know why, but that looks ridiculous to me. If I remove this. Why? Oh, because these are the same height. Maybe I just need to bottom align the price. You know what? I'm just going to test it out because I don't know if vertical alignment even works in Grid. It doesn't appear to. Okay. So how do I do alignment? It just doesn't feel like a Grid thing to me. I guess I'll look at column start, but properties specify the grid item start position. That's really, yeah, I mean, it's not a Grid thing. So basically, I want the price to go down to the bottom. So the span's that big. I'm gonna try one more time. None of those do anything, okay. I can move it left and right. Move text to bottom, span. And he wants that. I want that too. I need to do it on the article? I just need one more level of indirection, I guess. So I'll do it on the article, but it's going to mess everything else up too. Clearly there's nothing inside of a grid. I'm going to do a lobotomized owl here. What is it? It's like star. So the lobotomized owl didn't seem to do anything. Oh, because they're not technically, okay. They're outside of each other, so it needs to be a lobotomized owl here. So cc checkout item. When it's a sibling of a .cc checkout item, going ahead and give it a padding top of 0.1 rem. Let's do 1 rem just to make it. Oh, these aren't classes. Okay, so still not doing anything. So this one has the padding top applied to it. Just doesn't. I need to do a host on it. There we go, okay. So it was inline before, so I couldn't do anything on it. So now it changes the... Okay. Okay, I also want to alternate their background colors. Can I do that? Nth child 1n plus 1. 2n plus just 2n. Okay, so clearly that is a bit much. Let's make it just a little bit darker. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Awesome, so now they alternate. Also, it points out how bad the layout is. So, this padding is bad. I want it to be margin, maybe? Okay. And I want a padding inside of here over the whole thing. Well, maybe over just the image I want to go out to the edge. I like that. It's the text I want to. So we have price and we have name. So name is going to have a padding top 0.25 rem, and padding right 0.25 rem. And then price is going to have something similar, but it's going to be bottom. Well, it is a padding, but not at all what I wanted. Interesting how it doesn't change anything, except for the fact that there's padding or not. However, the name does change it. So I wonder if I put box sizing on this, if that'll fix it. Nope. Okay. Why does it change the height by 0.3 pixels? 0.03. I feel like it's supposed to change it by 10 pixels. Okay. What if I change it to margin? Clearly does nothing. Okay. So I am pushing the height of this to be too large. So I hide it. Or ellipse. What, text overflow, is that what it is? White space. No rep. That's funny, it can actually fit on the line. There we go. All right, so what did I do there? On name, I said text overflow, ellipsis. I said white space, no wrap. And I said overflow hidden. Nice. I still want to get this text to the bottom. I still feel like this is the way to do it. Span text to bottom. Use line height. Table cell they really want me to do. I don't know. I'll try it. It just seems so hacky. Like, I feel like it should be like a soft one. Check it out. I didn't do anything. Vertical align content of grid cell. CSS Grid. See if this says anything about it. Grid properties. Oh, properties for children. So grid. Okay. So I can say which grid and row goes into. I mean, this all seems dandy for. Oh, here we go. Justify self. Let's see what that does. So I have the price, justify self, and that didn't seem to do anything. Oh, okay, I like that. And then where is it? Align self, maybe? Yeah. End. Yeah, there we go. There's a good way to do it. Justify self and align self, and apparently my text editor doesn't know about justify self or something. Cool. You can type in an address, you can type in a credit card number and a CV expiration, and buy. Oh, and that's fixed. Let's do padding on the bottom of this page. So that'd be this. It would be on the body. You should really be rems. There we go. Now let's get that keyboard up here. Yeah, you can see all that. You can see all that. Cool. Truly living in the future. CC checkout is all I had there. And here I had 2 checkout items, which I repeated, and those were pulling from my items.js using an import statement. Go to Google real quick. Import JSON. I don't even know how to Google this stuff. Yeah, you can't import it because you're not exporting. So this has to be like this, unless I'm doing a AJAX request, which I guess I technically should be doing, but oh well. Oh, why not use Flexbox? So I'm going to conclude the stream. I'm going to go into Q&A. Someone asked why not use Flexbox, and I kind of talked about that a little bit. You can solve the same problem using either Flexbox or using Grid. So Flexbox would be 2 Flexboxes. You have one on the outside to do your left and right. So you have your image on the left, and then you have your other stuff on the right. And then you have another Flexbox right here, which says these 2 things, space them out vertically. And both work. So I wanted to do Grid just because, I don't have that many chances to just work on new technologies. It's brand new. And with this one, you kind of set out, I was like, hey, I got this area, and I'm going to split it like this. So I have a 2 rem part that's split here, and the rest of it. And then I'm going to split it, even top and bottom, which actually evenly is probably not a good idea. This probably should have been the height of price. I wonder if I can do auto on these, actually. Let me check that out. So instead of doing 1 fraction for the bottom one, oops. So instead of doing that, I wonder if I could have done auto for the price. Yeah, I could have. And now I can wrap, actually. What happens when I make this text very, very long? just pushes the whole thing down. I don't know if I like that. I don't know how to dynamically give it a height. Maybe height 100%. Doesn't really seem right though. No, okay. So let's bring the no wrap back. We can even do something here where I think if you give it a title, you can hover over it. So we can technically also do this dot title equals that. Or wait. Yeah, this dot. Oh no, I need to still do that. So if I hover over it, I guess the idea is I could see. I don't have to hover if I'm using a touch screen. Turn off this real quick and hover. I can see the whole thing in here still. On phones, I guess this is a little bit too bad. So once again, Flexbox and Grid could have both solved this problem. Flexbox I'm more familiar with, so it would have been a little bit cleaner if I did that. Grid, I just had to learn all that right there, but it worked and it was pretty cool. I like it. I'd probably use Flexbox if I had to do it a second time. No, I don't know, because this is exactly what Grid is supposed to solve. It's a 2D layout. I'm using both axes rather than doing two Flexboxes, one for one axis and one for another axis. So yeah, why not use Flexbox? Just because I chose not to. Any other questions? That was a good question. Leo Potam asked that question from Twitch. So this is a rather incomplete layout and design. The idea with these is I'm only going to give myself like about an hour to do each one. But if you look at the challenge list, and then a normal node, we're only on the second one. So eventually, I'd be on like the 159th hour of me working on these. So yeah. So constraining it to an hour, I think, is good. Otherwise, I could work on the first one forever and then never get to the second one. That's what happened 3-4 years ago when I tried to do this list before. I kind of only got through the first two, and then I just got stuck on checkout, working on a credit card flipping thing that I never finished. So limiting it to an hour, I think, has been really good for I got to something that is somewhat resembles a credit card, or not a credit, just a checkout page. Web components are pretty sweet, though. I've never done web components before, so this is a learning experience for me in that regard. That observe attributes thing looks really awesome. Oh, I probably need to save this and push this up too. Whatever, I'll just amend it. And force push. Yeah, I know what I'm doing. Just force push. So that should be up there on GitHub now. Yep, it is. And art2 is changed. I wonder how big this file is. I wonder if this is like going to drive my Git insane. Not bad. Seems like I'm going to use roughly 40 kilobytes every single time I do one of these design challenges. So Git doesn't do diffs on these because I'm not using LFS. It's going to be very large. Okay. I'll just keep working with it until it's a problem, though, and then I'll do something. All right. So without any other questions, I want to thank Leo Potam a lot for asking a question. If anyone else has questions, if they watch this video and it wasn't live, go ahead and leave a comment on the YouTube video. You can there's a discuss tab on the channel you can leave comments on, or just wait until the next live session and ask your question there. But if you leave a comment or something, I'll try to answer that either in the Q&A section next time or before the stream starts next time. So thanks for watching. I was Corvid Coder. Subscribe. Follow me on Twitch. Thanks for watching.